today we are going to start with reptiles. देखो, we so far, ध्यान से सब लोग इधर फोकस करेंगे अब. So far we started with animal kingdom. Animal kingdom में we have done mammals, we have done birds. So when we look at animal kingdom में we have phylum Chordata. Chordata phylum में we have, phylum के बाद क्या आएगा? Class, class के बाद order. तो so far the things that we covered were associated with phylum Chordata and class Mammalia, right? अब हम reptiles पे आएंगे. Reptiles में there are 3 or 4 major things that UPSC has asked in the past. 4 major reptiles. एक उन्होंने crocodiles पे क्वेश्चन पूछे हैं, एक उन्होंने tortoise और turtle पे क्वेश्चन पूछे हैं, एक उन्होंने snakes पे क्वेश्चन पूछे हैं और एक उन्होंने कुछ lizards पे क्वेश्चन पूछे. तो these are the 4 types of reptiles that we will cover in this class. We'll be starting with crocodiles. So the first crocodile that we want to deal with here is the gharial. Ab when you look at gharial, if you look at this image, this is a crocodile which is one of the longest of the living crocodile. Though it's not heavy, हम देखेंगे saltwater crocodile is much more heavier. In fact, the heaviest or biggest reptile on earth is saltwater crocodile. But the longest one of the longest one is which one? The gharial. Now, gharial का एक important characteristic क्या है? उसका ये snout. You will see it has a long snout with 110 sharp interdigited teeth. They have developed this feature in the process of evolution. This feature has been developed because they want to catch fish. They are riverine freshwater gharials or freshwater crocodiles who are primarily dependent on what? Who are primarily dependent of fish eating, and this characteristic, this long snout, has also come from has developed or has evolved because of this feature. Now, why it is called gharial? It's called gharial because in front of the snout, can you see this circular thing? This is ghada. The term ghada is used for it. In Hindi, there's a term called ghada. Ghada matke ko bolte. For those of you who understand Hindi, the term gharial comes from here. It also gives this species a kind of sexual dimorphism. We have studied what sexual dimorphism is. Generally, males will have bigger ghada when compared to female. वो पूरा sexual dimorphism वाले as features बहुत differentiated नहीं है. But here the term the ghada which is there, the snout पे जो आगे bulbous portion है, that may be larger in case of males. Now, they are different from mugger. We have said we'll deal with 3 crocodiles in India. We'll study about muggers also. They're different from muggers and don't harm people. They're like, generally when you'll go near magarmach or mugger crocodile, what it will do? It will attack you. If you trouble it in any way, it will be attacking you. But this is frightened of humans. It shies away from humans. But people who do not understand the difference between gharial and magarmach or gharial and mugger, what they end up doing, they end up assuming that this is also mugger, and they sometimes end up killing it because they're frightened that this will attack them, whereas it will not, because it is specialized for what? It's specialized for fish catching. Now, habitat freshwater is the place where it is found. The rivers, river may you will be finding gharial, and river especially with sandbanks. Those places it is able to rest, it is able to bask in the sun, and it prefers those places. We are starting with gharial. We said कि India में 3 crocodilian species that we'll deal with. We are starting with gharial because it is the most endangered one. It is critically endangered. Broadly, gharial के बारे में, whenever you think of gharial, whenever you think of crocodile, सबसे पहले क्या सोचना? gharial के बारे में, because it is critically endangered. Now, where is it found? So in the past, it was very well distributed. From Indus River to Irrawaddy River, Myanmar में से, तो from you can understand how widely distributed it was. But in recent times, its population has become confined primarily to National Chambal Sanctuary. National Chambal Sanctuary is located at the tri-junction of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. जहाँ पे इन तीनों states का tri-junction है, it's located there, and that is the only big population, breeding population वाला section in India. एक बार अभी when we look at PYQs, one of the question that was asked in PYQs was if you want to observe Gharial, which is the most suitable place, and उसमें एक option था the Chambal Sanctuary. So if you want to observe Gharial, where would you go? You will go to the Chambal Sanctuary. But please note that there are some distributed population in Nepal also. So Narayani River and Rapti River in Nepal are two other places where it would be found. Even in India, what has happened is, so देखो, in India and Nepal, these are the only two countries where it is found. It has become extinct in Pakistan. Earlier, it was Indus से इरावदी पूरे में मिलता था, so it has become extinct in Pakistan or Bhutan, Bangladesh, even Myanmar. कौन सा बच गया? इंडस से अगर आप इरावदी जा रहे हो, तो which are the only two countries left? India and Nepal. These are the only two countries where Gharial is found today. Gharial is found right now. Are we comfortable here? Now, recently they've also started breeding in Odisha. So till 2020, the only breeding population that we found in India was where? Chambal. But 2021 में we first saw इसका breeding in Mahanadi. 22 में we again saw it. 23 में we again saw it. For three consecutive years, you'll see recently they have started breeding in Odisha. Gharial hatchlings have been spotted 3 years in a row in Mahanadi River in 21, 22, 23. 21 में when this happened after lots of effort, after almost 45 years of efforts. Since 1975 only, what was being done? Gharials were being brought in Mahanadi. वो आते थे, adult होते थे, बूढ़े होते थे, मर जाते थे. They were not able to breed there. But finally, we have hatchlings. That is, new kids have been born, indicating that breeding population have emerged there also. In 2023, hatchlings were seen in Satkosia Gorge in the Mahanadi River in Odisha's Angul district. With this, what has happened is Odisha has become the only state in India where we have all three crocodilian population. India में 3 crocodiles के बारे में हम पढ़ेंगे. First we are starting with his Gharial, second we'll deal with his मगरमच्छ और मगर crocodile, and third salt water crocodile. तो देखो वहां पे coastal area भी है, तो वहां पे salt water भी मिलेगा. मगर is very well distributed throughout the country. From Gujarat to West Bengal it is found. तो मगर is very well distributed, it's found in Odisha also. Salt coastal है, तो वहां पे salt water crocodile is also there, and Gharial, which was only confined to Chambal, whose breeding population was only confined to Chambal, its breeding population kind of also is present where now? In Odisha. Now this is something which is missing in most of the books right now. Most of the books, most of the sources, अगर आपने कोई past में source पढ़ा हो, जैसे अभी you do not have to. As I've told you, your entire preparation for environment would be from our classes only. You will not have to touch any book, any reference. I'll go through all of them, or any current affairs magazine. But in the past, if you have gone through some current affairs magazines or some books, you will see that these things were what? These things were not mentioned there. Odisha में breeding population है, ये most of the sources में अभी भी नहीं है. अभी भी when I go through all those books to see, मैं कुछ छोड़ तो नहीं रहा हूँ. वहाँ पे I still see they have mentioned that only breeding population is found where? Chambal में. है ना? That's no more true. Now we have 3 consecutive years of hatchlings being seen there. Now other things, देखो, अब there are non-breeding populations. What we are doing, we are introducing in order to conserve Gharial, or in order to bring their breeding population spread more, we are introducing Gharial in other rivers also. So there are some non-breeding populations in other rivers also. जैसे Bagh river, it has some non-breeding population. The reintroduced Gharials but are thriving here. Thriving means we introduce some hatchlings, some kids. They are growing and they are surviving as if they are getting naturalized. अभी naturalized, we will not say कि वो पूरे naturalized हो गए, but as if they are getting naturalized. In the past they were there, तो naturalized तो हो ही जाएंगे. They are like a person of Indian origin, है ना? We are trying to reintroduce, तो उनके लिए बस registration से citizenship मिल जाएगा. तो they may very well start breeding. So as it is expected that in 1 or 2 years they may also start breeding, and in Bagh also, as they become adult, as the Gharials who have been introduced there become adults, they may also start breeding there. Then there are some non-breeding population also found in Son, Gandak, Hooghly and Ghaggar rivers. Okay, so Gharial जैसे ही दिमाग में आए, what will you think? Imagine that long snout. Okay, and then where is the breeding population found? Chambal. But in last 3 years, what has happened? even in Odisha's Mahanadi, 21 May, 22 May, 23 May, we have seen hatchlings. Hatchlings are when eggs hatch, the kids who come out, we call them hatchlings. We have seen hatchlings in Mahanadi also. Byas maybe population is thriving, but breeding has not occurred yet, but it is expected that it may happen. And then there are other parts where we have non-breeding population. क्या हम सब comfortable है? Now, what are the problems Gharial is facing? तो देखो, Gharial needs to live in rivers, clean rivers, rivers with sandbanks. This is the situation. Now, if you will make dams, if you will make barrages, if you will create artificial embankments, they say around Yamuna we have artificial embankment which protects Delhi from floods, change in river course or pollution, sand mining. Sometimes they also accidentally get stuck in what? Nets of fishermen. All these things are problems which have reduced their population by almost 95%. पहले जो उनका distribution था उससे अभी their population is only 4-5% of that. These problems have been a major concern in the past. क्या हम सबको समझ में आया? घड़ियाल, first crocodile, first crocodilian species. Second crocodilian species that we want to talk about is mugger. जब देखो, from our childhood, when we looked at a crocodile, we called it magarmach. Because why? This is the most prominent. Most probably, when you saw a mugger and not in coastal area. When you saw a crocodile and not in coastal area, what did you see? Mugger. So there is gharial, there is mugger. Now this is so well distributed, it's not critically endangered. It's in what category? Vulnerable. So mugger crocodile. Let's understand some things about it. ये भी देखो, marsh. It's also called marsh crocodile or broad snouted crocodile. Can we understand why will it be called broad snouted when compared to gharial? Gharial has long snout, but thin snout, long snout. It has broader snout. You will see it's broad snouted. So marsh crocodile, broad snouted crocodile, and is native to freshwater habitat of southern Iran, Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, and thus is well distributed. If you will see here, इसका distribution is काफी अच्छा. Now we'll see, ये वाला point अभी बस mark करके रखो कि sex of gharial hatchlings or some turtles, some fish also depends on the temperature in which incubation is done. Temperature in which incubation is done, that is temperature dependent sex. They say human beings के case में sex will not be determined by at one temperature a mother is carrying the baby in the uterus, right? The sex will not be determined by that, but in reptiles, in some reptiles, what is the feature? Sex of the hatchling depends on the temperature. तो यहाँ पे भी हम वही लिख रहे हैं. I'll explain that as a separate topic. अभी we are coming to that. Now, mugger is one of the three crocodiles. ठीक है. Distribution, it's distributed throughout the country from Rajasthan to Odisha and from Punjab to Tamil Nadu. Protection, IUCN में vulnerable है, Wildlife Protection Act में इसे highest protection मिला हुआ है. Then comes saltwater crocodile. इसे प्यार से salty बोलते हैं. तो प्यार से क्या बोलते हैं? Salty. Saltwater crocodile. देखो, gharial was critically endangered because population is very limited. You know, its traditional habitat has been harmed, and thus it's found in very limited area. Breeding population is also found in only 2 places right now, Chambal and Mahanadi river में limited numbers में. Mugger को we still called vulnerable. This salty is what? Least concern. Salty will make you vulnerable. Salty's population is increased. Initially everyone was worried, but over the last decade or so, salty's population has kept on going up, and its IUCN status is least concern. So देखो salty या saltwater crocodile because it's found in saltwater habitats and brackish wetlands also. So coastal areas में भी या coastal lakes which have brackish water, there it may be found. So India's east coast across Southeast Asia and Sundaik region is you come here. You will see, look at this. India का east coast, Odisha में, West Bengal में, Andaman Nicobars have a lot of it, Sri Lanka has it, and throughout this region salty is found. Salty is well distributed. Okay, India में West Bengal, Odisha, some in AP, Tamil Nadu, and Andaman and Nicobar. Odisha, Andaman, Nicobar have substantial population. Now they are the largest living reptile, a very important point. Of all the reptiles, देखो largest animal on earth on land was elephant. Which elephant? Savannah elephant. Largest animal in the world overall. अगर हम marine में include कर लोगे तो blue whale, है ना? But animals में, if you come to largest mammal, which is the largest mammal in the world? Blue whale. Blue whale is the largest mammal. Largest terrestrial mammal? Savannah elephant. Largest reptile? Saltwater crocodile. Salty. A deer salty. Now, so it is the largest reptile. Males can grow up to 6 meters and can weigh up to 1000 kg. Females are much smaller. Now, it's a opportunistic hyper carnivore. Carnivore नहीं, hyper carnivore. Opportunistic. मौका मिलेगा इंसान को भी खा जाएगा. Whatever it can hunt any of these things. So it's an apex predator. It's also very dangerous for human if they venture into the occupied area, saltwater crocodile occupied area. Its population has been growing a lot. Bhitarkanika mein human and crocodile conflict has increased. Bhitarkanika is a national park in where? Odisha. Human crocodile conflict has increased. In fact, Andaman and Nicobar mein a few years back, their administration said, central government, please allow us to kill crocodiles. Why? Because crocodiles are protected. This saltwater crocodile is protected under Wildlife Protection Act. They cannot kill it, but their population has increased so much that Andaman Nicobar mein now they have started creating problems, and that is why what was suggested कि it being allowed to killed, but central government did not agree to it, did not declare it vermin. Unless they would have declared it vermin, killing it would not have been allowed. Why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story because saltwater crocodiles population has been going up, and that is why its status least concerned is easily understood. Pakka? So देखो, we have studied about the 3 crocodiles. First one was gharial. Gharial is critically endangered. Where is gharial found? Chambal, and then breeding population is also there in Odisha. India ke bahar only in Nepal, right? Some non-breeding population are found in other rivers also. Beas is one where the population is thriving, but then Son, Gandak, these are some Hooghly, these are some other rivers where we have non-breeding population of gharial. Gharial is critically endangered. Then we came to Magar crocodile. Magar crocodile is also well distributed. Iran se aap is taraf tak ja rahe ho, Magar crocodile is found. But Magar crocodile is still vulnerable. It's also broad-snouted. It's also called broad-snouted crocodile or marsh crocodile. Then comes our salty. Salty, India ke east coast, Southeast Asia, up till Australia, salty is found. Saltwater crocodile or salty, it's a hyper carnivore. Don't venture into its area. है ना? When you see a crocodile, saltwater crocodile, run away from it. Don't go near it. Its population has been increasing, it is least concerned. Bhitarkanika mein there has been increasing cases of human saltwater crocodile conflict. There have also been incidents in Andaman Nicobar Island. We have seen Andaman Nicobar Island administration saying that allow us to kill it, that is reduce the protection that it has got under Wildlife Protection Act so that the population can be controlled. The 3 crocodilian species, 3 reptiles. Which is the largest reptile on earth? Saltwater crocodile or salty. Okay, now कुछ और छोटे-छोटे updates है about crocodile. Let us do it. Ansh is saying I had an encounter with a crocodile in Chambal near Dholpur. हाँ बेटा, you must have, अगर वो है तो you must have encountered. Chambal में क्या encounter किया होगा? Gharial. You must have encountered Gharial. और मगर भी हो सकता है. मगर is found throughout the country, so that may also be there. Okay, let's come to this. कुछ और updates है. जैसे ये तो सब basic था जो हमने पढ़ा. Now what are the current updates? देखो, there is this initiative, Crocodile Conservation Program. It was started in 1975 in India with the help of UNDP and Food and Agriculture Organization. This Crocodile Conservation Program recently completed 50 years. It was 1975 में शुरू हुआ था, 2025 में 50 years होंगे. So it completed 50 years. That's why it was in news. Now, why was it started? It was started because in Bhitarkanika, due to indiscriminate killing for commercial purpose, crocodiles were on the verge of extinction. So what was the idea behind crocodile conservation program? Protect the animal's natural habitat, revive population quickly through captive breeding. And in you'll see in 1975 there were only 95 saltwater crocodile in Bhitarkanika, which is now increased to 1800. So this program has been kind of successful, right? This program has been in that sense been successful. क्या समझ में आया? Okay, there was one more thing new in news. There was this crocodile Cassius, which was in news. World's largest crocodile in captivity dies after having lived for 100 years. After having lived for 100 years. This was a largest crocodile होगा तो saltwater crocodile होगा. It was in captivity and had been living for last 100 years. कहाँ पे? ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, क्वींसलैंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया. तो when it died, it was in news. So this saltwater crocodile, आपसे प्रीलिम्स में पूछा जाता है, Cassius was in news recently. It is referring to a crocodile, a tiger, a elephant. This इस तरह का आएगा. तो you should know Cassius was the oldest crocodile, saltwater crocodile, which died recently. Sorry, largest crocodile which lived for 100 years and have died recently. Cassius was in news for that reason. Then there are other crocodile species in the world which are not found in India. ये भी हमें ना थोड़ा सा पता होना चाहिए. थोड़ा सा क्यों पता होना चाहिए? क्योंकि कई बार आ जाता है ना, crocodiles are in world there are only these 3 crocodiles. So no, in world there are many other crocodiles too. In fact, यहाँ पे भी मैंने सारी list नहीं दी है. It's just to tell you कि यार there are other crocodiles also. That is gharial, the mugger, and the saltwater crocodiles are not the only crocodiles in the world. You will see slender snouted crocodile is critically endangered. It's found in Africa. Ornico crocodile is critically endangered. It's found in Central America. A Nile crocodile is least concerned. Nile नाम में पता लग जाएगा आपको कहाँ मिल रहा होगा. So, Southern Africa and Nile River. Philippines crocodile, Cuban crocodile, Siamese crocodile, Morlet's crocodile, Mexico and Central America. Also, Morlet's crocodile is in Mexico and Central America. और आखिरी में मैंने क्या लिखा है? Etc. It means there were more crocodiles. Now, do we have to remember this? To know, we don't have to remember these crocodiles. Purpose क्या है? आपको बताना कि यार देखो और भी crocodiles हैं. हमें पढ़ने 3 ही हैं. हमें अच्छे से याद कौन से रखने हैं? The 3 crocodiles that we know of. ये सब याद नहीं रखना, कुछ नहीं करना. But this is just for our awareness कि there are other crocodiles too, other critically endangered crocodiles too. Okay, now यहाँ पे briefly let's understand the difference between gharials, crocodiles, alligators. इन सब के बारे में थोड़ा सा समझते. देखो सबका phylum code data है. Animal kingdom में phylum code data class Reptilia and order Crocodilia. ये है तो तीनों crocodiles ही. कौन? घड़ियाल, crocodiles and alligators. But family में there will be difference. Gharial is Gavialidae family, it's Crocodilidae family, and it's Alligatoridae family. Okay, क्या difference है इनमें? Let's understand. देखो हम जब US में when we hear of this, we hear of alligators, है ना? The crocodiles that we hear of in US, we hear of alligators. So what is the difference? देखो सबसे पहले घड़ियाल, extremely long and thin white bulbous tip. So what? Snout is long and has a bulbous tip in front. Ghada, that's why it's called gharial, right? V-shaped, longer and pointed. This is broader. A crocodile के केस में it was broader and it's of V-shape. It's not long, thin. अपन ने मगर crocodile देखा, saltwater crocodile देखा, and then we have alligators. Alligators का snout कैसा है? It's shorter, rounded, U-shaped. So when you hear of alligators, this is what alligators refer to. Okay. Now, habitat. Habitat हमें पता है इसका. This is what? घड़ियाल. घड़ियाल would be found fresh water. Crocodile. Did we see mugger in fresh water and salt water in? Oh, sorry, salt water, salty in salt water. So fresh water as well as salt water, and they are primarily, alligators would primarily be found in fresh water. Alligators are primarily found in fresh water. Okay, then range. So this is only, gharial is only found in India, Nepal. This one, did we see a lot of crocodile species abhi list mein? अफ्रीका में भी थे, एशिया में भी थे, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भी थे, अमेरिका में भी थे. Did we saw that? See that? This one is only found in the Americas, that is North America, South America, and there are species in Eastern China. That's it. These are the only places where what is found, where alligators are found. Examples: Gharial, saltwater crocodile, Nile crocodile, American alligator, Chinese alligator. Color: it is olive colored, it's lighter, it's dark gray, dark black or gray. Alligator are darker in color, these are lighter in color. And finally, diet. तो घड़ियाल का primarily diet fish है, तो you will see primarily piscivorous. They are carnivorous, opportunistic feeder, and they are also carnivorous and opportunistic feeder. We keep on, कई बार ना हमें alligators के news आते रहते हैं, तो we sometimes think in our head कि what is the difference between alligator and crocodile. Here we have physical as well as other differences. But please understand, if I go to their order, so they are all animal, they are in phylum Chordata, their class is same, their order is same. Only at the family level differences will emerge. And उस differences के basis पे we have physical differences also, we have food wise differences also, we should broad or geographical distribution wise also there are differences. I hope we have clarity over this. Right? सबको समझ में आए? Okay. Now, temperature and sex of crocodile. Temperature and sex of crocodile. देखो, crocodile will lay eggs and then incubation would occur. अब the incubation temperature, वहां पे X chromosome, Y chromosomes are not determining the sex of the hatchling. What is determining it? Incubation temperature. So, in case of crocodiles, what happens? Incubation at cooler temperature will give females, and incubation at higher temperature will give males. और इसे मैं ऐसे याद रखता हूं, in case of crocodiles, males are hot. In case of turtles, that will not be the case. In case of turtles, the females would be hot. वहां पे difference हो जाता है. अभी अपन example देखते हैं. Florida में recently temperature has increased because of climate change. Almost सारे जो hatchlings हुए सब females हो गए. Because they also have temperature dependent sex determination, but at high temperature what do they have? More females. In case of crocodile, the situation is different. If the hatchlings would be incubated at cooler temperature, then what will be born? Females. If hatchlings would be incubated at higher temperature, what will be born? Males. Please note, exact temperature ranges and degree of influence can vary among species. ऐसा नहीं है सब 30 डिग्री वाला ही criteria होगा. This may change, this may keep on changing. Second, the sex ratio of alligator and crocodile is strongly biased towards females. ये तो we have seen even in case of elephants, even in case of lion. What was the scenario? Sex ratio was biased towards female, and here it's highly biased, 10 females to 1 males. तो यहाँ पे मेल को वैलेंटाइन ढूंढने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती है ना? When we nature में when we see this sex ratio, right? Then TSD can be affected by climate change and can cause skewed sex ratio. Temperature dependent sex determination, TSD is what? So, क्या climate change impact it? Can it negatively hamper the sexual distribution or gender distribution in case of these species? Finally, there are several other species of turtles, lizards, fish, amphibians, and insects which show TSD, temperature dependent sex determination. So, crocodiles are not the only species which show this characteristics, right? यहाँ पे एक example देखो. Florida में recently temperature has gone up. So, when turtles laid eggs there, those eggs were incubated at higher temperature, and almost what happened? All the so the temperature was so hot that nearly every turtle was born female. तो देखो यहाँ पे hot temperature में female is being born. In case of crocodile, if the temperature is higher, incubation temperature is higher, what is born? Male. तो ऐसे कैसे याद रखा था मैंने? Crocodiles में males are hot, और turtles में females are hot. But there may be variations there also. There may be scenarios there also. But this is what? Temperature dependent sex determination. This is a characteristics in biodiversity around us. We should know it. We should understand it. क्या सबको समझ में आया? Now there is one more term which was in news related to alligators recently, known as brumation. What is brumation? You must have seen this video that जो alligators है या crocodiles है, उनका ना बस मुंह बाहर निकला हुआ है, and they're all frozen. Lake is completely frozen, and then only the alligator's mouth is outside of the frozen lake. And some people assume, oh, this alligator is trapped, or this crocodile is trapped, it is dying, and they pull out this alligator, they pull out this crocodile. No, that's not the case. It is participating in what is known as brumation. जैसे mammals में hibernation होता है, we will study about this in future, that some of the mammals do what? They rest. In extreme weather conditions, they'll be like, जाके सो जाना है, will lower down our body temperature, will lower down our breathing rate. Not in case of humans, that's not a possibility. जैसे in case of bears, है ना, भालू के केस में हम देखेंगे what would happen in extreme temperatures or very cold temperature, it will just go and sleep, lowering its body temperature, lowering its breathing rate, so that the energy required by it will be lesser, and the fat that it has accumulated, it will provide it the energy that is needed, right? Something like that in case of reptile is known as what? Brumation. So what is brumation? It is a period of dormancy or slowed activity in reptiles, much like hibernation in mammals. It typically occurs during colder months where temperature drops and availability of food is much lesser. Why do they do this? Because they want to conserve energy, because they want to survive on limited resources. In this state, metabolism slows significantly, allowing them to go weeks or even months without eating. So which reptiles show the feature of brumation? Crocodiles, turtles, some snakes also, some lizards are also there, which may be participating in what? Which may be participating in this. क्या हमें समझ में आया? What is brumation? Did we understand this? पक्का? सबको clarity है? तो this was everything that I wanted to cover about crocodiles. 3 crocodiles के बारे में थोड़ा डिटेल में पढ़ना है, बाकी some other aspects about crocodile we should be clear about. Now let's quickly do the PYQs of the section on crocodiles which have been asked, then we'll go ahead. Some basic PYQs like if you want to see gharials in their natural habitat, which one of the following is the best place to visit? Chambal, easy question है ना? Chambal, पक्का सब लोग comfortable है? देखो, if you look at other places, Bhitarkanika mangrove salt water वाला condition, है ना? What will you find here? Bhitarkanika, salty, है ना? अपना, we have a nickname. नहीं, I was reading some articles yesterday, and there they had used the term salty. I was like, why say saltwater crocodile? Salty is good. पुलिकट लेक और दीपोर बिल में भी ये नहीं मिलते, कहाँ मिलते हैं? चंबल में. Now यहाँ पे they may have given some river names of Nepal. There they may be found. Right? Now Himanshu is saying Odisha has 3 gharials. No, beta, Odisha doesn't have 3 gharial species. Odisha has 3 crocodile species. One is gharial, other is magar, and third one is saltwater crocodile. अच्छा, नोट्स में 3 घड़ियाल लिख दिया है क्या? नहीं, ओडिशा हैज ऑल 3 ऑफ द क्रोकोडिलियन स्पीसीज. इंडिया के 3 क्रोकोडाइल के स्पीसीज पढ़े हमने, 3 ही स्पीसीज है इंडिया में विच आर नेचुरली फाउंड. आई एम सॉरी अगर वहां पे गलती से लिखा हुआ है वो, तो इंडिया में 3 क्रोकोडाइल स्पीसीज है. कौन कौन से? घड़ियाल, मगर एंड सॉल्टी. ऑल 3 ऑफ देम आर फाउंड इन ओडिशा. ओडिशा इज द ओनली स्टेट इन इंडिया where all 3 of them are found. Suppose tomorrow we get breeding population of gharial in Hooghly river. In that case, will West Bengal have all 3 population of crocodiles in India? Yes. मगर तो मिलता ही है वहां, सुंदरबंस में सॉल्ट वाटर क्रोकोडाइल में also be possible, and घड़ियाल, अगर घड़ियाल का breeding population हो जाए, it would also be possible there, right? Are you able to understand whatever I have taught? Okay, let's go to question number 2. It was asked in 2013. Consider the following statements. Following fauna and India, which one of the above is our endangered? अब ना ये क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा weird है हमारे लिए भी, because आज से 12 साल पहले what was the IUCN status is not something that we'll be able to know. उस टाइम क्या कंडीशन था, how things have changed, है ना. तो लेट्स ट्राई टू आंसर इट फ्रॉम. अच्छा अभी हमने लेदर बैक टर्टल पढ़ा दिया. लेट अस फर्स्ट फिनिश द लेदर. वी हैव स्टडीड घड़ियाल, वी हैव स्टडीड स्वैम्प डियर. हमने लेदर बैक टर्टल नहीं पढ़ा. लेट्स फिनिश लेदर बैक टर्टल वाला क्वेश्चन एंड देन विल कम बैक. लेट्स कम टू दिस नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स. सॉल्ट वाटर क्रोकोडाइल इज फाउंड इन अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड. ट्रू और फॉल्स? ट्रू. देखो अभी क्वेश्चंस मोस्टली आर अबाउट वेयर आर दे फाउंड. अभी तक you have seen the questions are mostly about where are they found. So are they found there? Yes. Shrew and tapir are found in western ghats of Malabar region. नहीं shrew वो critically endangered shrew थे यार. shrew तो और भी हो सकते हैं चूहे जैसे species. There are Malabar shrew also. The shrews are found in western ghats also. That's true. But जो ये tapir है ना, it's a type of mammal. It's not found in India. तापिर हमने पढ़ा नहीं है ये मैमल के बारे में because we were mostly dealing with Indian mammals and it is not found in India and that is why 2 is wrong. Why 2 is wrong? Because of TAPIR tapir. It's a mammal which is not found in India. क्या समझ में आया हमें?